Hi, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Whole Woman Show. Yes, it's Tuesday again. Believe it or not, sometimes it seems to me like Tuesdays come around so fast, it makes my head spin, but I love it. I love being here for you guys and bringing the show to you and all the interesting and amazing women that I get to interact with, and men sometimes, but more so women. Today, I have with me one of my favorite persons. I have with me Mrs. Chevette Williamson. And Chevette is a jewelry artist who is one of the most amazing ones that I know. Love her jewelry. And if you have had the privilege of wearing one of her pieces, you would know what I'm talking about. When you put those on, you stand out. We're going to go to a commercial break right now, and we're going to be right back. And when we come back, I'm going to let Chevette introduce herself to you. We'll be right back.
You always going so fast, burning it up. You got you running like that, right past what you want. So do like I do, and move like I move. Feel that magic down in your shoes. That's why I'm walking like this. That's why I'm walking like this. Yeah. You always moving so fast, breaking your neck. You've been running so far, but you ain't got there yet. So do what I do.
This is gonna suck. Biore charcoal cleansers suck out 2 times more dirt, oil, and impurities. That's why Biore charcoal sucks. Better. Biore. Free your pores.
Hi, everybody, and we're back. And like I said before I went to the break, I am fortunate to have with me Mrs. Chevette Williamson, and she is a jewelry artisan. And you can see that by the jewelry she has on. She always has on standout pieces. Chevette, it is so good to have you with me today.
Why, thank you. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
I am so excited about this show today because you have so much amazing things that you want to give to your clients and the persons who choose to join or who chooses to follow you. I am excited about it because I think I'm going to take that journey with you because I know I do jewelry, but I am terrible at putting on clasp and all that kind of stuff. I'm awful at it. So I'm gonna join you. Yeah, I'm gonna join you in coming on board. I wanted to get right into the show. Let's talk about what you do. Let's talk about what it is that you do.
Okay. Well, first of all, I am a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful children, and I'm a grandmother of 1. Just so
Yes.
excited about that. But I'm a jewelry artist, and I make jewelry. Okay. I also teach the art of jewelry making. And I have a store on Lincoln Boulevard where I sell the raw material that will ensure the success of those who want to make jewelry making a business.
You said you make jewelry. You are way more than just a maker of jewelry, Chevette. You are a designer. I love your pieces are like no one else's, and you design those pieces. They come from like you go to the earth, right to Mother Earth to get your pieces, your parts to create your pieces. And so I could truly say that you're a designer. And I love, like I said before, I love your pieces. And there are so many women out there that wear your pieces. Let's talk about your journey to becoming a jewelry artist because you've worked in the bank, you've done several other things. I think tell us about that journey because for all of us, people see us doing the things that we do, but they don't know the journey that it took to get us to where we are. But some days it's like crawling on the ground and crying and kicking up and carrying on, girlfriend. Let's talk about that journey.
Well, I worked at Royal Bank. I was at Royal Bank for 22 years. I left Royal Bank and I went to offshore banking and I was there for 7 years. I resigned in 2010 to follow my dream. But before I found what it is that I really liked doing, because I wanted to find something that I liked doing and what was going to keep me excited. Because during those years of banking, I made pumpkin rolls, pumpkin and guava rolls. I my husband and I made PVC furniture. We had a store, Oceans and Notions. We had a store where I sold all things related to sewing. But with that company, I think I was, too far ahead of the game,
Yeah,
because
sometimes.
everything new and different, and the artist just wasn't at that point. And
Yeah.
so I did I burnt the midnight oil while working my 9 to 5 job. Okay. And so then with I sew, I made all of my clothing, my children's clothing.
Wow.
In banking, because of my height, my clothes, I want love pants. And so I made what I wore. And every time I wore jewelry, I would have my customers asking, oh, I like that. I like that. And I said, okay, why not look into trying to sell jewelry? And so I went off abroad to purchase some costume, because I used to sell, accessories. And while there was a class, and I decided that I would take a class. I said, okay, maybe I can try making and repairing the jewelry, because I had so many pieces that I was broken. And at the end, I didn't have sufficient money to purchase the raw material. And so I said, something, I'll just wait until I get home. Here it is. I went to, came home. Now remember, I was selling material, jewelry that was commercial. So what I charged for a commercial piece was just, a few dollars. And so I went to Home Fabrics, and they didn't have very many products. And what I purchased, and after making the jewelry, by the time I was finished with that and had to price those pieces, it was like, okay,
Out
I
of the
just
market. Out
can't.
of the market.
I can't. I just cannot. And so I decided that, okay, I'll get a couple pieces. I went to the different classes that the government had for coconut, and I went with my suitcase. And anybody who knows me knows that I would go there every week. Wherever they were having a class, I would go with my suitcase, just trying to introduce people to the art, and just not, was stringing a coconut with cord, putting pearls on a cord. And so I realized that I had to do more teaching, because you didn't have very many persons who knew how to string the jewelry, to make and to finish jewelry. And then, I started at home, where I converted my home into a classroom. And so I started there. And then my husband got upset with me, because I would have women who were making jewelry for weddings, and then he would say, no, because then I would be up all night trying to make sure that they get these pieces finished.
That is right.
I'm not getting it. And sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm still there, and my husband would come. He said, Chevette, come on now, you got to do better than this. And then I realized that, okay, I have to find somewhere to sell my products. And that's how Chevy's Accessories started, which was the original name for the business.
Yes, Chevy's Accessories has been there for a long time. It's been there for quite some time, and let's talk about who has some of your pieces, because I know some very important person, well, who we consider important, because all of us are important, but some very important persons that you have your pieces. Let's talk about some of that. Let's talk about that.
Well, I know for a fact that there was a time when I wanted to try and get some pieces to Michelle Obama. Had her, one of the assistants who was in the White House, she said, Chevette, I'm going to get it to her. And so with security measures and whatnot, wasn't sure if she got it, but I'm hoping that she did. And so every time I see um, a photo of her, I'm trying to say, she's gonna have on my necklace.
Yeah, piece.
But over the years, and I can also speak to the companies that carry the jewelry, Great Cliff, Jewels by the Sea, and numerous persons abroad who they message me and they say, how every time they wear the jewelry, they get so many compliments.
Mm-hmm.
And the feedback that I get from customers wearing the jewelry is always satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Let's talk a little bit about you. I have on this piece that I made, and when I was complimenting you about what you have on, and you were saying that's layering. Let's talk about how you wear the jewelry. Let's say I have on a pair of jeans and a nice T-shirt. What would you suggest that I wear with something like that?
Well, for simple jewelry, I always, majority of times, I always wear clothing that has a low neckline.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't wear much clothing that has a collar. And so if you have a T-shirt, you don't want a T-shirt that, if you have a T-shirt that has a high neck and with a lot of print, you want to wear a long necklace, because you don't want a T-shirt that has a lot of print going on and then you have a statement piece. It's going to clash.
Yes.
There's going to be competition there. And so you can always wear just a simple top, and your statement is always with your jewelry.
Your jewelry,
Whenever I'm wearing a statement piece, I will always wear a small earring, a knob. You don't want to wear a statement choker piece and then you have a statement earring, because you're not sure which one to look at. You want it all to come together.
Yes. You finish. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What I'm wearing is actually 4 necklaces. So layering is trending. And so anybody who knows me know I don't like to wear a little bit. I like plenty.
Always
and so that one piece just wasn't be sufficient for me. And so, you can actually layer it to really give it a different look, because sometimes you might have the same dress. My husband sometimes say, well, I saw you in that dress 2 days ago. I said, that's fine. I'm wearing a different necklace. No one would even notice
the dress.
Because I have a different something.
And the thing about it is with you is, and that is your statement. You really, like a hairdresser really carries her hair like the way she wants a client to see it, but you wear your pieces in that way. I absolutely love how you do your pieces. One of my viewers is saying that she absolutely says she loved that piece. My girlfriend Valerie Williams, who was on the show last week, says she loves that piece. She's in Atlanta, so you're probably gonna have to ship that piece out to her.
Thank you. And one of the reasons too why, when you look at some of the pieces that I wear, okay, I am big about encouraging and supporting other artisans.
Yes.
Okay? I try to incorporate raw material to make it Bahamian.
Okay? And you do it so well.
Thank you. And so this shell, it's a Wilk shell, but there's this guy who has mastered polishing and coloring shells.
Wow.
Okay. And so for me, I promote him all the time. And so if there's another jewelry artist who said, oh my gosh, I love that shell, instead of me trying to hold him to me and say, oh, he's my guy, I'm not going to share that information, I understand the importance of directing them to him so that he can build that industry. Once he's able to get a demand for it, then he is able to hire other young men
Yes,
to help him and
yes,
to train. And this is what we as artisans have to understand. For an
yes,
artisan who use raw material, you are supporting other industries and you're
yes.
creating other job opportunities.
Opportunities. Yes, you are right.
And so that is why when even with the coconut, I did the coconut class, but that
Mhm.
ain't for me. That is too dirty, all the dust and everything. And
I know.
so that ain't for me. But there are artisans who are very good.
Good.
And I
Yes.
work with artists that whenever I want a different shape or cross or shoe or whatever, they can create those. And then
Mhm.
you're also supporting other artisans who, instead of me trying to do everything myself, we have to understand the importance of working together. That black
Yes.
crowd syndrome, we got to get that
Yes.
out of our system, you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
So,
You you speak about the conch shell. Now, my birthday just went, and you gifted me with a piece that I have not picked up yet, and you showed it to me this morning. Let's show the audience what that looks like. And this is made from coconut, people. This piece
yeah.
that she's going to be showing you is made from coconut. Look at that. I can't wait to put that on. I
So,
cannot wait. Isn't it gorgeous?
this is your gift that you've never picked up, waiting patiently for you.
I
But
am going.
again, coconut,
That
right?
it's yes,
Where coconut, but bring the classiness out of a coconut by adding pearls.
yes. I love it.
Okay, and this is where the designing comes in, because sometimes when you look at, someone might say, "Oh, um, they copied this," right? But
Mm,
for me, this is where you can make your piece an original, because if I get this particular design and you
mhm,
know that someone came and they got the same coconut cut and the
mm,
same shape, then you can say, "Oh wow, she copied Chevette." I mean, and inch for inch, bead for bead,
mm,
right? But for
mhm.
me, I don't have a problem with people copying my designs.
They're
Why?
beautiful.
Why? Because if they want more coconut, if they want to make pieces with coconut, they're able to patronize the lady who made and cut these coconut for me.
Coconuts. Yes.
And so the
Yes.
more I can use raw material in my design, it will help to promote others and
Yes.
their industry. For
Yes.
me, I don't have a problem with persons, being inspired by what I do, because of the amount of techniques that I've learned over the years. It's no problem for me to sit down and take a piece of driftwood and say, okay, what am I
Make
going to
the
do with
most
this
fabulous
material?
piece. Yes.
You
Yes.
know? And why driftwood? Driftwood, when I start making jewelry with driftwood, then the lady on Eleuthera, Meguana, wherever, they realize that there's a demand for driftwood. That is an industry where people
Yes.
don't have to leave the island. They're able to go and harvest those.
Source the driftwood and then sell them to you, sell them to the other artisans. I was telling a young person the other day, I know that the women, even the women who make the handbags, because I'm starting a new segment on my show, starting next week. I'm going to start a new segment where it's called Business Today, where I'm going to have women come on and talk about their crafts and the businesses that they do. But one of
Mhm.
the things that I was telling a young person the other day, I said, right now things tough. Atlantis is closed down, Bahamas is closed down, so many places are closed down, but you still have the women creating the products. Seeds, they always need seeds, the tamarind seeds, the poinciana seeds. They need the yeah, they use the seeds to make the jewelry. So they can go ahead and shimmy up the tree, because we women ain't gonna ever climb up the tree. They could go up the tree, get the tamarinds, get the and package them in $5 packages and sell them to the women who create, and the women who live on the island, persons who live on the island, like you say. If you can go to the island, tons of shells untouched. You know what I mean? They can go and get
Yeah,
those shells and start an industry, because you have women
absolutely.
that make the jewelry, that do the handbags, all that sort of stuff, that need those things. And the truth is, you can't find them so much here in Nassau. You can't.
Right,
It's not how it used to be. So going
Yeah.
out and getting those, you can start an industry on the island. You can even sell them internationally because they sell shells internationally all the time.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. And see, the difference is the raw material without holes is one price. The raw material with hole is, I mean, it takes it 3 notches
okay,
because, like I explained to another customer, that you will have a snack size bag of Ponciana seeds. You might say,
mm,
okay, that's $4 or $5 bag,
okay,
$6, right? But if you take an 18-inch strand, which an average length for a necklace, and you put holes in them, that's $10 a strand.
wow,
I
okay,
sell those for $10 a strand. And I work with a young man by the tire shop whenever he needs a couple of dollars. And I haven't seen him for a while. And I have some people who are now still waiting for Poncianas, drill Poncianas, because I sell it without the hole. But I guess he didn't need no money, so he didn't come. And I pay him $3, $4 to drill that for me, you know?
okay.
But it's an opportunity. The other day when they were cutting down those Ponciana seeds, just me Ponciana seeds, the trees, I said, oh my gosh, look at the money. You know,
Money, they
look at
cut
the
down.
money.
Yes, I
But
thought about that too. I thought about that. See, but the one thing with with things being what they are now, we need to start thinking out the box. Those things can be sold online. Like I said, you could start a store, an industry online. And the thing about it is, starting an online store is not as difficult as it seems. I'm gonna get someone to come on who's gonna do a session on teaching you how to create your own online store. Because seriously speaking, nowadays the world is at the touch of a button. I tell people that all the time. And you can now take whatever you can find, things that we take for granted around here, like those seeds, like the shells, like the pretty rocks that we find, like the I tell people all the time about my godchild, who she used to take the bottles and collect the bottles, the broken bottles that have been in the sea for a while that has turned almost like matte, and sell them on. Yes,
mhm,
and sell
yeah,
those online. So
yeah,
that's an opportunity. And
yeah.
speaking of opportunity, I want you to tell us about your new venture because I was excited to get to this part. Let's talk about your new venture that you have coming up.
Well, in reference to the membership, because
Yes.
we spoke about a couple of things.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about the membership and the courses that you're going to be offering that now gives persons the opportunity to get trained in how to make the jewelry, and then the
Okay.
opportunity of them being able to turn it into a business. Let's talk about that because I know in this season and this time right here, this is something that people can really use. If you're crafty or you know someone who likes crafts, this right here is an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of you and your family members when it comes to finances.
Absolutely. Okay, well, over the years of me going to different pop-up events, et cetera, we find that there are some artists who are just into the industry just to make money. Okay.
Mhm,
And so they're not paying attention to details. Okay.
mhm.
I am someone that when we look at jewelry making, I pay attention to the technique involved in jewelry making. Like I mentioned earlier, I teach jewelry making. Before COVID, I taught at the store. And so now with what was going, what's COVID brought to us, I introduced jewelry making in March while we were home, and just everybody was just wondering, okay, because I find jewelry making for me, I never wanted jewelry making to be a job for me.
Mhm.
Jewelry making for me is relaxing. And so sometimes when you see some of my pieces, they're boutique pieces. They're just one of a kind. And
Yes.
so sometimes someone will say, okay, I like that one. For me to go and sit and duplicate this, that's work for me.
Almost impossible though, because it's so
I would
unique, you know?
prefer to go and make something else. And so
Hmm.
most times when people get jewelry from me, they have art. They have a
Yes.
they're not going to see themselves all over the place.
No.
Okay.
No.
And so I decided that I would start the membership, the Facebook membership. When I started, it was free. I in that group, I teach ring making, I teach crochet, I teach pearl knotting, and only for $20 a month. The membership is $20 a month.
Mm.
At this time in our life and what's going on, we need to understand that we have to come together. We have
Yes.
to find our network of people who can work together as a unit, because you think competition was prior to COVID? All we have is competition now, because there's so many people who have now found that they needed to start a business.
Yes.
And so in order for us to make the kind of money that we want to, we have to go international. And so our product has to be international ready.
Yes. Yes. Quality
Okay?
has to be there.
Quality. You have to pay attention to the detail. And so in that community online, I teach technique and making sure that you are consistent with the the neatness of your product,
Yes.
right? And once we have gotten to a point where those members are comfortable with what they're doing, next year when I take my product to the international market, I have no problem taking persons' work who are in that community, because it's all about us helping and supporting each other. You know,
Yes.
I say to myself, I said, there's no need for each person to have a website. You don't have to have a website of your own. Right now, the money is
Yes.
small, and we have to stretch those monies, right? But
Right. Mm-hmm.
take for instance, we're in the sewing industry, right? You have a couple dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You said, okay, you buy the thread, right? I buy
Mm-hmm.
the zipper,
Yes.
and you keep your thread, you keep your zipper, but we're gonna have the stuff online. When we get an order, I will call you and say, okay, I have an order for 4 zippers. Then you drop that off, and we consolidate our products to be
Mm.
able to promote a business so we all can survive.
Everybody wins. Everybody
But
wins.
that mindset, we ain't there. We have not been there for a long time. And the reason why I say that is because in 2011, 12, and 13, okay, again, thinking outside of the box, I went abroad prior to that 4 years consistently. I went off to educate myself in the industry. Okay. I decided in 2010, 2011, I said, okay, instead of me traveling to take all of these classes,
Mm-hmm.
why not bring
Bring.
these instructors to the Bahamas?
Yes.
All these techniques that, you know, that are being the resin and crochet, you name it. I had the
Yes.
movers, the shakers in the industry. And
Yes.
during that time, it's so sad. People were not able to see the positive. You had people who stepped on you. You have persons who are supposed to be in industries where they were put in a place to try and help you to promote. Because you are forward thinking and because you're thinking outside of the box, they feel as though I have to put my foot on her to prevent her from moving forward.
Yes.
Right? And I want people to know in life it's hard. And after those 3 years, my goal was to more or less bring foreigners, tourists to the Bahamas, because the event was Beaters in Paradise.
Yes.
3 years.
I remember that.
3 years. And I mean, when I do things, I don't do things halfway.
Not at all. Not at all.
And
It
so
was.
in 2000, that was 12, in 2013, supposed to have that was the last one, 2014 January, because at these events, you have people from all over the world going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
so Every time I opened in 2014, I was bankrupt. All of my monies I was depleted, still
Yes.
owing the instructors everything, and so I was in a depression. I was in a state that my husband had to talk to me stern, because
Mm,
every time I opened my email, I would get an email from the Beating Society saying, "Hey, we've been watching you for the past 3 years." 2012, I had one international student who came, and she paid for 7 classes, and she took 7 classes, right?
mm,
And then the following year, I couldn't have it because I just didn't have the money and I didn't have the support, couldn't get the support that I needed. And they would say, "I've been watching you for 3 years." Our group was planning to come to the Bahamas to
mm.
take
To be
classes.
a part, yes. To be a
Listen,
part.
listen, when I say that tore me apart, and that was something that had fear in me to this day. And so, because it took me so deep in underground in terms of finances, that every time I decided to launch out, the fear of going into debt
Mm,
kept me down. And so people would ask me, "How come you're not international yet?" Because of that fear of
fair.
what happened to
Yes.
me, that has kept me down for such a long time. But God said, "You don't give up." He said, things I say, God, must have happened for a reason. I'm
All
still standing.
things, Chevette. Let
Yep.
me tell you something. One of one of the things that I believe, that vision that you have, one of the things that I believe, we go through everything that we go through in life to make us better. And once you would have gotten this, when it comes again this time, you're not going to have to put your monies in it, because God is going to work out. I believe He does all things for a reason. Believe me when I tell you that, because I believe that the vision that you have and the heart that you have for the people who are a part, or the artisans, the sharing and the caring and the being a part of, to me, that right there is something that you don't find any these days in too many people. And so for me, this show right here is one that now gives persons who are watching the opportunity to understand your heart, to understand that you've gone and you've immersed yourself in the knowledge of what you're talking about. You're not just someone who's sitting around and saying, "Oh, I'm doing this because I can't find nothing else to do." You invested yourself, you
Yeah,
invested your money, you
yeah,
invested your time, where
yeah,
you now have the right to say, when I bring this to the table, $20 is to be a part or member of your organization. I think is
drop
minimum.
it,
Is
drop it
minimum.
about. Oh
And
yeah.
yes, and for what they're gonna get, for what they're gonna get. Because if I had a young daughter, I would definitely put her in this course, because what it does is it gives her another avenue of income, so that even when society picks back up or things comes to what it needs to be, if she needs to be doing something else, she can do that. I have a girl
Absolutely.
I have another girlfriend who lives in Atlanta as well, and she's doing really well. Her name is Encovia, and she's making her jewelry and all that kind of stuff. So it's no limit to what you can do. That's all you're saying. There's
Yeah,
no limit.
yeah.
Let's talk about.
Because
Let's,
there's
you go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, so because there's so many branches when you come to the art of jewelry making, when you
Mhm.
learn the different techniques, and I've taught so many persons over the years that sometimes when my mom sits in here and she said, "You realize you're creating your own competition." I said, "Yeah, mommy, and I don't have a problem with that. I
Mm.
don't have a problem with that." I said,
Competition
"Because
is always
God
good.
knows my heart. He knows my heart.
Mhm.
And I am in this industry because I love what I do. Some
Mhm.
people are in it just to make the money, but anybody who walks through these doors, they could feel the,
The,
the
the difference.
genuine part of my spirit when it
Yes.
comes, and the passion that I have when it comes to this industry.
Yes. And one of the things, let's talk about, you just launched this phenomenal website. I love the website. You have the ability to do so many things on the website. Let's talk about that.
Well, I'm
Long
so
time coming.
excited. I'm so excited about my progress when it comes to that website, because about 3 years ago, I tried, creating this website, and they talked about virtual assistant and everything, because I knew that I didn't have the knowledge that I needed to build a website, because people are saying, oh, yeah, you could do it yourself, but if I want to spend my time making jewelry and doing all these things, how can I spend the time to learn all of this information? Because it's, a little bit. And like I tell people, in order for me to grasp it, I need to listen to that like 5 or 6 times for me to be able to comprehend, because it's really out of my zone totally, right? So I hired a virtual assistant to help me. And she kept asking me, okay, what do you want me to do next? What do you want me to do next? Huh? What do I want you to do? I want you to create my website,
Create it.
She said, no, it doesn't work like that. I have to follow.
Take the vision from your head and then put it on the web.
I said, okay, let's cancel this contract. This ain't gonna work. I said, because right now, I don't know what I want, right? And so I understood that I needed to learn what was needed for my website. What did I want for my website? How did I want it to look? And so for me to be able to answer those questions, I know that I had to take a course to understand the ins and outs,
the intricacies of it,
of the website, right?
Let's stick a pin right here. One of the things that I want to say, you keep saying about but learning and paying. What I want people to understand, in order for you to get to where you need to get and be good at what it is that you do, there's some monies that you're going to have to invest in yourself. Listen, and ain't nobody else as important as you. And not until you get to a place where you make a decision, and it's a conscious decision that you make that, at this point right here, I need to invest the monies in getting. Listen, people would go and they would spend $300, $400 on a weave. They would go and they spend $400 on a weave, but they think it hard to invest monies in themselves to help themselves to grow and be better at what they need to do and become. And that for me is something I'd like for women to understand, that in an effort for you to be able to be to accomplish what it is that you need to accomplish, you have to invest in yourself. That's time. That's money.
Spend money to make money.
Yes, and you have to do it. And in your case, it's not a whole lot of money. That's like what? That's like 2 sets of coffee that they pick up, or 4 cups of coffee, and you can be on the road to making monies that can get you to pay for 10 coffees and don't even think about it. You have to be able to invest in yourself, though.
Yes. Yeah. And so it's always trying to find that community where it's going to help you to advance. And so I took the class and I felt excited because I had this knowledge that I needed now. I said, okay, let me go back at this virtual assistant, right? And so I know that I didn't have the time to sit down, and people, there's no need for you to create these websites yourself. I said, I love what I do with this virtual assistant because, you can find on Upworks, or what's the other one? Fiverr, and you can find an assistant based on your budget.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And I go to my assistant and I say, listen, lady, I said, we built a good relationship. I said, my budget this week is $50.
This is what I got.
So this is what I need done. Tell me how you could help me get this done, right? And then, different things as I learn it, I send a message to her, and they teach you how do we communicate? We communicate on a Trello board. I said, okay, listen, Trello, show me. All right. I said, and here it is, man. you know, I mean, when you see my excitement at 52, my age, and going through what I've been through, and knowing that what I've accomplished, and that I have already accomplished the fact that I am able to get my money. That was another issue for me, right? To be able to allow the people to put their credit card through on my website with peace of mind,
Yes.
and knowing that once they do that, I'm able to retrieve my monies. And
Yes.
listen,
And while you sleeping this happening, you know what I
man,
mean?
listen. It is such a good feeling when I'm up in the morning or late at night, and I connected to my phone is an app. So when someone pays online, it's a different ring. Listen,
That ring is the happy ring.
Mommy will say, because we were watching TV the other night, and my mom said, Chevette, that's the ring. That's the ring. I said, yes, Mommy, that's the ring. But listen, it's such a good feeling. We start small. It's possible. If you're not able to do it yourself, learn what it is that you want to have happen.
Yes.
Then you're able to direct people based on your budget. So what you want done. But right now we have to focus on international, because
Yes.
our little community, our little island,
It ain't working. It ain't gonna work no more.
it's not going to work for the future.
Come off of it. And I say this without fail. The cap has come off of who we are as a country, and just the little box that we've lived in for so long. This pandemic, someone said, I read somewhere on one of my Facebook feeds where they said technology has advanced 10 years because of COVID. And in that advancement, if you don't get yourself in a place where you could benefit or see the value in going international and providing your products that you work hard for and taking it to another level, I don't know what else to say. Because it's not like you say you could get a virtual assistant, $50, you could get someone to help you to build a site that now puts your products out there. And there's classes that you can take that can teach you how to market, how to promote, how to get your stuff in front of the people that want your product. But let's get back to your course that you're offering. I want them to understand that these courses, they're varying in styles. So this gives them the opportunity to find something that they like, that they can now say, oh, I like doing this one more than I like this one. So let me master this one, and let me this be my signature style. I want you to step away from the camera, Chevette, and get me a couple of your pieces that you've made in the past. Show me, reach some of your pieces, please. I wanted her to get those pieces because I want you to understand that even though she's teaching you the course that she's teaching you, your style is your style. Everybody's style is not the same, and your vision and your creativity is not like anybody else's, because God has given you the opportunity and the mind to create your own stuff. You don't have to mimic anybody or copy. While she says it's okay, and that's fine, because she does beautiful stuff. She has a vision and a style that is all her own. You can be the person that you need to be and make a signature of your own that you make for yourself, because it's your vision, it's your dream, it's your passion, whatever it is that you want to do. Let's go ahead and show them some of the pieces that you have to offer, that you've made. That right there from the coconut.
This is another piece. It's similar to the coconut that you have, but I wanted to add cord to it. So this would be worn and just draped in the front of your garment. But again, showing my customers how they can incorporate different material with their items. Okay? Yes. And so to bring out a different look. This is another coconut earring.
This is made from the coconut shell that comes on the tree.
Coconut?
Believe it or not. The coconut from the tree.
Yes.
And again,
Okay,
it gives another artisan who makes the coconut the opportunity to make money. And
absolutely.
look at the driftwood people. Look at the driftwood.
Driftwood. Okay, driftwood. Incorporating seed beads, which is commercial. Oh, but also incorporating what we call our driftwood and using crystals to bring out and bling and just jazz it up.
Yes.
Okay. So driftwood, again, using the raw material in our designs to help to create an industry where people are able to make money.
Yes. Yes.
This one is just a shell, but again, using the raw material. Okay, now another opportunity for persons, right? For me to paint and drill, if I'm able to purchase these already with different colors
And design and the whole.
and the whole, I won't take the time. That's time that I could use to design. But if someone was selling this, if someone was just focusing on drilling holes in shells and creating the colors, like the guy who does the wheel shells, okay, but giving people, different products and that they're able to work. And then when it comes to more commercial, okay, making your statement rings. Can't really see, it's not focusing. Okay, making a statement ring and another
ring. That's what.
okay. There's another statement ring. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Okay. But you're able to, the thing is in order for you to be able to design and do and make different types of jewelry, you have to learn techniques.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
There's another, let me show you one more thing before you.
Okay, because like I was telling Chevette earlier, I've been making jewelry for a very long time, long years. I've been doing it when it wasn't even cultured. Because but the thing for me is I have a difficulty in putting on the clasp. The clasp that you put on to close them. I have a difficulty with that. So for me, I need to do the classes so that I can perfect how to put on the clasp properly. And notice I only wear what I make because I know how I put the clasp and stuff on. But my thing is, I'm going to because I do it on the side. It helps. I use it too because it helps me to clear my head. It calms me. Making it causes me to feel calm. So I love doing it, but I just want to learn how to do the class better. So I'm gonna be there.
And that's another thing. When my customers come into the store, they come into the store and they're not wearing what they made. I said, in order for you to sell your product, you got to wear what you make.
That's
so if you're not wearing it, why should I purchase it from you and wear it if you don't feel like you should be wearing it yourself?
To wear it,
okay?
Yes.
Just want to quickly show you. There's a product that's trending called resin. They've been making all kinds of sort. This is with using it in jewelry. This is what I did in the past, where you have a natural starfish.
Starfish from the sea. Yes.
Right. You make it jewelry ready by painting it with resin. And so it makes it really hard.
Okay.
And, that it's not going to break. It won't be brittle. And so again, that's an industry where you can collect the sand dollars. Same thing. Yes. Where you cure it with resin, make it hard to wear with, and you have different colors. The Bahamas is all about color. When you promote the Bahamas in your jewelry, you want to promote color.
Yes.
And this is how we're able to tell our children, listen, you go collect them sand dollar or them starfish off the beach. Every one you collect, that's 5 cents. That's 10 cents you get.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Helping our children to understand a trade.
Yes.
Right. And then taking that money and helping them to understand, okay, you made the money. We're not going to buy candy with this. We're taking it to the store, to the bank, and we're going to add it. Or you have a piggy bank at home where they understand that they got to deposit, they got to put that money up and save it. We have to teach our children from young
savings. Yes, yes. Yes, we must.
Okay, so I just
Especially,
wanted to share that.
especially in this season. Especially in this season. The thing about it
Absolutely.
is, I love everything that you said has now opened the door for so many other persons to be able to make monies. You've opened the door for the persons to go and get the shells, to get the starfish, to get the sand dollar, to get the. We were talking about the seeds, the tamarind seeds. We're talking about the poinciana seeds. All those are industries. If you choose to just do one, or you could do several, and you could
Absolutely.
package them and buy them up, and you could be able to sell them, not just locally. And that's what we're trying to get people to understand. And the main thing I want them to get from this show is that they can come to your course, to your courses, and they can in March, and they can get registered now, and they can be able to get in a course to be able to make several different types of jewelry that can offer them several different types of income that would now allow them to be able to sell their products internationally. Because now
Right.
you have the opportunity to use a virtual assistant to get a website built. Or, like you said, everybody don't have to have a website. They can come to you, and you're willing to work with them. Let's talk about that part of what you're doing in reference to working with individuals who have products.
Well, with that part of it, I'm working with those who are in my community. Again, like I said, it don't even have to be me. It could be you forming your own community to build, that relationship. But for those who, because money, even with me in business, everybody is talking about a lot of small businesses are going to have to shut down because when you look at overhead and rent, and if you're a
Mm,
self-employed, you know that the monies from your business is going supposed to supplement your personal life as well. And
yes.
so we have to understand the importance of coming together. And so those who are in my community, I will offer that opportunity because for persons who want to become a part of this community, it's $20 a month. They stay in there as long as they feel they need to. If they
Mhm.
feel that they've learned enough, then you just come out and you say, okay, I'm done, right? But persons who come in, they have all of that information stored from we started. And so
Yes.
they have access to all of that information. The difference with my community is they also have access to me because I have a brick and mortar, I have a store where they're able to come in. And if they're still having challenges, I can do a little hands on with them to get them
Mhm.
comfortable. Okay. But it's in
Okay.
that community where persons are serious because you have people who might say they're interested in it and then they realize, something, that's not for me. They're not
Mhm.
sticking with it. And
Yeah.
so I am committed to those who are serious about what it is that they're doing.
Yes.
Okay. And for, I will share with them what's trending, what I think is, and I put it out there in the group, and it's up to them whether or
Mhm.
not they want to invest in something, purchase it, bring it in. They keep their stock, but if they're
Mhm.
interested, let me know what they have. I put it on my website. I promote it as online only, and
Mhm.
then they come to this. Once they place the order, the person brings that product to the store, and I have the customer pick up the items. And so it's all about us working together. We have to understand the importance of being able to work together.
Yes. Yes. And speaking of working together, one of the things that I always talk about my girlfriends, but I know that we work together to push each other and try to keep each other motivated to get each other through what we're going through. Because believe it or not, this out here, this working for yourself and this doing what it
Us,
is that we do, it's not easy. And one of the things that is most difficult and most disheartening in a lot of ways is the fact that the people who you think are going to support you, or you think the persons who are going to have your back, aren't the ones who do it. It's a stranger. It would take a
absolutely.
stranger to come in and to make your business successful, because at the end
Support.
of the day, yeah, because at the end of the day, the persons who you think it is who will support you on showing up to the table. And speaking of
Mhm.
persons who aren't local, or who you think international, right now, everyone is where you need to go. The segment that I'm starting on my show is called Business Today, and I'm going to be bringing persons on who will help you to understand the how to build an app, how to build a website, how to get a website done, how to market your business, how to, because they have companies right now where you could start a business and you don't even have to touch any of the products. It's a lot of things out there right now in this season. As a woman, you don't have to sell yourself short. You don't have to sell yourself to anyone. You don't have to be afraid. You just have to sit down and think. When you get your money, so you have to think of the best way to use that money, the best way to invest that, so that you can now grow and be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Don't be afraid. Let me tell you something. I am a woman. I work for myself, and every day I have to trust God. And I can tell you, He comes through every single solitary time. He's not a man. I say this on this show without fear or remorse. God is a God of order, and He takes care of His own. And I can tell you, if you don't know who He is in this season, that's something you need to look at getting to know. Because without Him, you can't do anything. Anything. I can tell you that.
That's how I came up with this collection, Genesis collection with the cross, because I said, every good thing comes out of
our hardships. The worst of times, that's how gold gets here. That's how diamonds get here through the crazy.
And this is going to commemorate this year, because anybody who purchased this collection, every time they wear this, they would see and remember what it is that they went through and what they've accomplished. And 2020 was the year that I had decided that I was going to launch into the deep and to go international. And in January of this year, I said to myself, okay, I'm going to pay for all of the events that I want to go to make sure I don't talk myself out of this. And so in January, I paid for Atlanta Apparel Mart, I paid for Ultimate Black Woman, and I had put my name down for the Essence Festival. Okay. And so I was going whole. I was jumping in whole. I was ready. Right. And so, God had other, and when I say I cried like a baby, I wept and I cried. And the verse came up, in all thy ways acknowledge me and I'll direct your path. And I realized, I said, okay, God, show me. And I said to myself, I said, okay, if I had gone, I would not have been 100% ready, because my website was not where I needed it to be.
Yes.
Right? And so now, 2021, I'm so ready.
On the ball.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Ready.
But I love, you go ahead.
No, but I had to kind of catch myself, because I had some moments there that I was, snotty tears, snotty. When I say snotty,
ugly cry, the ugly cry.
Yeah, man. But God is good.
No, I love the fact that you said that, though, because what it makes me think about, CHEVETTE, is the fact that in this down season, what we may call a down season right here, this is a good time now to show your faith, because in showing your faith by getting yourself prepared for 2020, which is when everybody says that we probably be walking out of this sad space that we're in, you can get yourself prepared and get yourself ready, so that when 2020 comes in and things are ready, 2021, you could just jump and just go. Don't sit down and pine and be sad and happy about the situation. Look at how you can best pick yourself up and move to another place. That's what
this is a season of preparation. We've got to prepare ourselves to be ready for the opportunities.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a break right here, and we're gonna come back. And when we come back, we're gonna let CHEVETTE have the closing words, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about her website and how you can get there. Go ahead and get all the information. We will be right back after these messages.
This is gonna suck. Biore charcoal cleansers suck out 2 times more dirt, oil, and impurities. That's why Biore charcoal sucks. Better. Biore. Free your pores.
Hi everyone, we're back. The last message on the show just now was talking about my social media, my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, and I have my website, thewholewoman.tv. Now, I understand. I Social media is not who I am. This is what I do for a living. And in an effort for me to be able to make a good living and to get better at making a living, I need you to go to my Facebook page. While you're here, hit like, go to my YouTube channel, and I need you to subscribe. And I need you to go to my website, thewholewoman.tv. There's a lot of stuff over there. I'm going to be working with my webmaster and putting up some other stuff. When you subscribe on my website, you become a member, and therefore you are able to get in on a lot of other things that we have to offer over there. So it's thewholewoman.tv. That's my website. My Facebook page is The Whole Woman Network, and my YouTube channel is The Whole Woman Network. So when you get some time, I know it sounds like a lot, just hop on over there and give a click to all of those so that you can help me to grow my numbers. And like I say, I don't normally say that, and I've been getting beat up about that. So I'm trying to be better about it, because as we know, in social media, numbers are what is your power. And if I'm going to be doing this every week, I need to be able to buy bread and to buy bread and be able to pay a bill. So go over there, and all I'm not asking for money. Just go and like the pages, and I would appreciate that. Also, again, I would like to say thank you to BWA, Bahamas Wholesale Agency, and Justin with the BRA facial cleanser. Their rose quartz and charcoal. It is amazing. It works. It is good. I encourage you to go ahead and purchase it. They have the larger bottles that you can get over at any of the leading drugstores. And today I have on my color splurge lipstick. This is a matte lipstick that has vitamin E, so it moisturizes your lip as you use it. It's distributed by Commonwealth Drugs and Medical Supplies, and Pedro's over there, Pedro Roberts. And we want to say thank you to him for supporting the Whole Woman Show. We are grateful for the support. Again, Chevette, thank you for being with me. Let's tell them how they can reach what your website is. It's beadingandcraftgallery.com, and they can go over there and they can see all the products that you have for sale and all the information. They can also message you over at the website. So if they want to reach out to you, I put the numbers on the screen as well. I'll put the numbers up now. So if you want to give her a call, you can go ahead and give Chevette a call regarding the courses. And like I said before, if I had a daughter, or even and a lot of people always, when we say things about guys in relation to this, they would like squint. But you have young men who can learn the art of it, but then make male regarding products that are geared towards men.
Absolutely.
And we have to stop taking our young men and putting them in a hole, because we have some of the most amazing young men in this country. All our young men, it is not lost for all of them. My photography shoot that you can go to my Facebook page and have a look at was done by my little special son, my bonus son, Coy Martin. He is an amazing young man. Went to school with my son. They're best friends, and he's a phenomenal young man. From he was in school, he always had this like artsy, crafty thing, and not art, but he loved photography. He loved like photography and all that sort of stuff. And we had a phenomenal time with that photo shoot. And he did an awesome job. And he's a young man. And we just need to encourage them and give them an opportunity and an avenue for them to be able to be great, because they're great. They're amazing. My son is amazing. He has his friends are like my sons, and I love them to pieces. There's Emil, there's Pachuel, there's Anton, there's so many of them, and they're amazing young men. And we need to give them opportunities. So if a young man wants to do it, he can take it. You have men who make watches, men who make rings, men who make jewelry. It may be something that spurs them to want to do that. Who knows?
Absolutely. Because my husband, he made all of these. Not the coin bracelet, but the sterling silver bangles, right?
Wow.
My son, I knew they wasn't interested in the beginning, but I told them they don't see what I see, so I need them to do what I tell them to do.
Yes.
Even my son, who lives in Canada now, when he was in school, He kept calling saying he needed some monies for books. This and that. I said, boy, you need to get those beads. Order yourself some beads. I'm going to send you a couple dollars. Order some beads and make your bracelets. He
Mm.
made bracelets and he was able to buy more than his books. Men are
Wow.
wearing jewelry. Okay, and that's why I said there's so many different techniques when it comes to jewelry making. There are two guys in the group, and there's metalsmithing. So this is called metalsmithing. They can do paracord jewelry, which is jewelry made with cord, and so I mean, and
Listen, I told
it's
you
it's
we were
endless.
talking, and I told you I was using the soldering iron, and they use soldering iron for other things that they do in their world, mechanical
Yeah,
stuff, and I'm using the
yeah,
soldering iron right now. I'm not good at it, but I'm getting better at it.
yeah,
But you can use the soldering iron and be able to
uh-huh,
make jewelry and other things that are male oriented, and you can't
absolutely,
just
absolutely.
pigeonhole. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't just pigeonhole it for women because there are
yeah.
men out there that make amazing stuff, just like you said with your husband and your son, and
Mhm.
they're making money. And these things can be sold internationally. And even
Yeah,
if
and so
you
we're
keep
not thinking just locally, we're thinking
no,
international now. And so when
yes,
we come together, when I used to go to the trade shows, I said, oh my gosh, why can't the Bahamas have a table here where they're just taking wholesale orders? Not everybody have to come. You have a few people at that table.
table.
They're taking the order. They have the products on display. And once they write that receipt for that customer, they send an email to whoever, say, get busy. You have 50 items that you need to be
Need to be
creating
creating
already.
100,
Okay? It's
1,000
about us having that mindset to
mindset.
work together, man.
Mm,
Listen, oh
mm.
my gosh. And when you come into the community, you're pulling what you're excited about. There's so many different techniques, but you're not going to be interested in all of them. But
No,
there's one or two techniques that you might master. And
that's what I'm saying.
I also share what's trending. And so it
Mm,
gets your mind thinking of what other opportunities are out there for you to take advantage of. And
that's
so
it.
my community is the community to be a part of.
Yes.
Definitely, you're getting a wealth of knowledge, and you're getting the support of other persons who are in the group as well.
And then you're helping other artisans once you use the products that they create. So it just keeps growing and spreading. And
Yeah,
that is what we need to be doing in this season, because we have to understand that this world is not going to go back to what we used to know before.
no,
We have to now
no,
start
no,
thinking outside of the box in how
yeah,
we, people, this people right here, could start to learn how to work together to help each other to accomplish and to become everything that we're meant to be. It, it, it,
absolutely.
it's it's amazing what you can do as a group, as a cooperative,
Yeah, yeah,
as a
yeah.
gathering. You
And
can
the
come.
parents have to have a different mindset as well to say, hey, let me learn this so that I can expose my child to multiple opportunities and they pick from there. But you have to
Yes,
expose them.
yes.
It won't even only be your child. You might be a part of a church group.
Nieces,
You have
nephews,
you
church.
yeah, JA, you have instructors that come and learn the technique and then they go and teach it to persons who are in JA. There's so many things that we can do to be able to help others. So you learn so that you're able to help someone else. And
Yeah,
that's my mindset.
you
How
have
can we
guys.
help each other to move forward?
You have guys in prison. You have young women in girls' industrial school, young men and boys
Yeah,
that could now learn, could be taught these things and help to shift their mind. It may seem simple, but it's amazing. And you have to understand that jewelry making is a billion-dollar industry. It's not something that you're thinking light up. We talk about the seeds, and we talk about those seeds can make you billions, millions of dollars,
yeah. And
millions of dollars.
Bahamians might not appreciate the art. And that's why when women come in and they talk about commercial jewelry versus Bahamian, I said, you have to stick with what it is that stay focused, because here it is. You might not have an appreciation where people are appreciating your work here, but you think international. They love art.
Love
They
it,
love art,
love it.
jewelry, whatever type of art they support. And
Yes.
that is what I like about going international, because you have people who support the local craft industry.
Yes. Chevette, thank you so much for being with me. Believe it or not, you talk about if we could talk for an hour. We've gone over an hour.
Oh my
We've
gosh.
just- We've done more than an
Wow.
hour, and
Wow.
I am so grateful that you took the time to be with me today.
Thank
I'm
you for
looking
having me.
forward. I am looking forward to having you join me again when the courses start, so that we could do some stuff.
Well,
Talk about.
remember, the course is ongoing. It's every month. So whenever someone is ready to join, they can join today, they can join tomorrow, whenever they're ready. It's
Okay.
ongoing, $20 a month, whenever their budget allows them. Sometimes you have to find the $20, make the sacrifice if this is something that you want to do.
You want to do. And I encourage you, if you have a daughter or if you have a son or if you have a niece or a nephew or someone that you think can use this, even if, sometimes we have a girlfriend or something and they're looking for something to do, and
Invest in them. Yeah,
invest in them. Invest in them, and you'll be surprised at what that would do for them to help to make their lives better, to change their lives for the better. So I encourage you to go ahead and reach out to Chevette. There are the numbers on the screen. When you Anybody who comes back to watch the show, the numbers are there on the screen. The website is there on the screen. You can message her through the website as well, so you can reach out to her. And if anybody's watching this in international, Chevette is working on a way. She and I are working on a way together that we're gonna get her to the place where she can do it for international persons as well, because she's really amazing at what it is she does. Thank you so much, Chevette, for being with me. I love
thank
you.
you. Thank you.
I truly appreciate you. I know that you're a woman that um, that has worked hard and works hard to accomplish, and you do quality work that could stand the test of time, could stand up to any international product, and I know that.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I encourage you to continue to keep your dream and to continue to go after your dream. I've worked mine for 20 years, and I love where I am right now, and I know that you know that. And I know that you know that God has you, and you're going to be just fine. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much. I want to say thank you to Lynette Williams, Donna Maria, my girl, Lord Jesus, Wanda Aubrey, um, the other ladies, Pauline Lockhart, who always support. Thank you guys for watching the show. Remember, the show comes on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 1 p.m. I am grateful to you for supporting me. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be here next Tuesday. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.